Okay, so we're back. This is the last part of the series of losing weight, but not just losing it, keeping it off, right? So I told you in the last video I would go over everything that you need to know to be able to get this done. So first thing I'll cover that if you've been following, you probably already know. One of the things you have to do is you have to cut out all your sugars. All right, big surprise, right? And we discussed what all those sugars are, and basically that comprises of all your starchy carbs, because once they get into the body, the domino effect, the breakdown, the chemicals and all that, they just turn into sugars. Your fibrous carbs are fine, vegetables, salads, that's fine. You can have as many of those as you want. So that was one of the things that we were going to cover as far as your food goes. Food is, if you've been kind of following me that much, you'll know that food, it's extremely important, especially today, because, you know, if you grew up many, many, many years ago, it's different. But in the last probably 6 or 7 decades, maybe more, there are so many foods out there now, and I'd say probably 70% of what most people are eating are man-made foods. Our bodies weren't built for them. And that's why there's so much issue with weight and being able to lose weight and all that sort of jazz. So you have to get on track with eating only, I guess I would call it live foods. Foods that are, you know, your steak, your chicken, turkey, fish, just all your meats and all the foods that are natural. You know, they come off a tree, or they're in a lake or an ocean, or that walks on 4 legs. You know, basically eating how we had no choice to eat, say, I don't know, 100 years or more ago, where, you know, we didn't have all these grocery stores and everything. It's really important because there's just so many chemicals and whatnot in all these foods that one of the issues is some of these foods with the chemicals in, they mimic hormones, and it starts creating issues with stuff in our body just in that way alone, because it's firing off hormones and telling our body to do things that it doesn't need to do at the time, and that's an issue. So what else is there? Let's go with, well, first I'll cover like what I'm talking about is a lot of people don't have issues until later in life, and that's a lot of that reason is because you know, we're pretty resilient when we're young, and everyone's different. Everyone comes with different genes and all that sort of jazz. So there is a difference on when that's going to happen with people. But with all the eating that we do, if we're not, you know, eating clean, it's not like the, you know, 5,000th meal or whatever, or the 10th. It's kind of like the 70,000 or the 100,000th meal that we had. And if we're not doing it right, and we've been doing it wrong for too long, like I say, everyone's different, but at a certain point, the body hits the wall and it says, enough, I can't do this anymore. And then that's where you end up with cancers or, you know, whatever kind of illnesses and stuff that are bothering you. And it's because the body just, it's not built for all the man-made foods that we're consuming today. So that's why I'm really a big component of eating what is, you know, more natural as far as we can get it, you know, because I know there's just so much stuff out there. So that's as far as that goes with nutrition. I'll remind you about you know, your portions when you're looking at your food on your plate. The biggest portion, you want it to be your proteins and fats. Then the next biggest portion will be your salad or your vegetables. And the smallest portion will be your starchy carbs. And as I pointed out in the last video, your starchy carbs, in my opinion, if you want to lose weight faster, it is harder, and it's hard after you get adjusted. It's not a big deal, but in the beginning it might, for some people, be a little harder. But if you want to lose weight even faster, cut out the starchy carbs. Okay, the rice, the potatoes, the breads, you know, all that sort of stuff. Cut out the starchy carbs for lunch and dinner. Just have your protein and have your fibers, carbs, vegetables, salads. And that's the best way to go if you want to do it quick. As far as that goes, again, you want to stop eating by, well, I was going to give a time, but everyone has different shifts. So what I'll say is stop eating 3.5 to 4 hours before you go to bed. Because again, I pointed out, if you eat and then you, not too long after go to bed, you may as well just wrap that food around your waist. It's not going to go anywhere. So that's another thing I wanted to remind you about. So then cut out the refined foods, the processed foods, the reconstituted foods, especially the fast foods. I'm probably not telling you anything new there, but you really got to be very, very clear on cutting those out. A lot of people will sneak just a little bit in, but then it kind of puts your body back in that mode again of not wanting to lose weight. So that's the one thing I will tell you about is when you do something like this, you go all the way or it's just not worth it. Now, unless you do need more time and it just works for you, because everyone knows themselves better. If it just works for you to go slowly, a little bit at a time till you get to that point, that's fine. So long as you know it's going to take a little bit longer. But you want to cut out all the processed foods, reconstituted foods, refined foods, processed foods, fast foods, just totally. And that will, even that alone, to tell you the truth, is a huge deal. And as far as, let's get into now, put together the cardio and the weight training or resistance training, whatever you want to call it. So that you're looking at the cardio part, as I said, don't have to go crazy unless you're training for a marathon. But if you just want to keep in good shape, get the exercise in, and get your cardiovascular going, the best thing really is just walking. And if you can, 4-5 days a week, if you can do that for 30 to 45 minutes, that's golden. Just that kind of like a pace where, you're just stepping it up a bit. You're not walking casually and slowly, but you're not going crazy either. Just a good brisk walk. And that's all you need to do. And in your cardio, if it's not good now, it will improve in time. And that's all you really need. And like I was saying, a bit of a tip with that, which would speed up the whole process of losing the weight, is if you can do like even a 10-minute walk, doesn't have to be a lot, after a meal, that's amazing. Because what it does is it, any sugars or anything like that are in the body, especially glucose disposal, it works so much better for getting the sugars out and those calories, doing even just a 10-minute walk after your last meal. And so that's kind of, that's golden as far as it goes when it comes to the cardio. Yeah, you can do all kinds of other fancy stuff and HIIT and all that stuff that I'm sure you've heard of. You don't have to. Again, if you were to get a full coaching program where you're dealing with me and I'm helping you, there's all kinds of stuff that, I can detail and do for you and help you out with. It's not totally necessary though. what you're getting right now and what you're going to get in my freebie program, which is, down here, it's enough. But again, if you're the type of person that wants the coaching and wants someone there to answer all your questions and do things more detailed with you and just whatever, even if you need motivation, then that's the coaching program that you want to get. That's in here too. And you do get me, as I said. It's not going to be IA, and it's not going to be someone else. It's me you're going to get. I take on a select so many every other month to make sure I can deal with everyone properly. And yeah, that's what you'll get with me if you want to go even deeper and get into the nitty gritty and learn even more. But it's not necessary. The free program, you'll get what you need, and you will notice if you follow it, you'll lose weight and you'll feel so much better as time progresses. Okay, now as far as the weight resistance training, because that's king, like what we covered before, gaining some lean muscle mass, that creates a faster metabolism, which creates the ability to burn calories even quicker and faster. So you want to do some kind of weight routine, anywhere from, again, like say 4 to 6 days a week if possible. Doesn't have to be long and grueling, 30, 35 minutes or so. And you don't have to go crazy with it. You can do all kinds of different things. If you're going to a gym, you can do squats, or you can do their machines and stuff like that. But anything really to do with the legs, 8 to 12 reps, 3 or 4 sets. That's really all you got to do, because the legs are huge muscles. They're some of the biggest muscles on us, and that will build muscle and give you the ability to put on lean muscle. Stuff like pull-ups or anything like that you can do for back movements. Again, golden. It's a big muscle, and the same rep scheme. You would do like, about 8 to 12 reps again, and about 3 or 4 sets. You don't have to do a lot. Like I say, you're in and out of the gym in like 30 to 35 minutes. It doesn't have to be anything hard and grueling, just enough weight that you can feel it. Doesn't have to be crazy, and that'll work. Again, that's part of what I teach in the full coaching program, and I go through it with you step by step. But like I say, if you've done any kind of exercise or gone to the gym, that's easy stuff. I don't need to really teach you how to do that for most people. And as I say, for those who need it, I have that too, right in here. It's part, I have that as another program. But yeah, that is just about it. I mean, any questions, put them in the comments. Make sure you subscribe. I'm always pumping out more and more videos with more and more info, and trying to help you guys out with no major fluff stuff, just real stuff without the BS, and trying to help people get healthy and stay happy without going through all kinds of crazy stuff. So check out my next video, and I will see you on the other side. Okay,